What is going down, everyone? It's time for Mojobreak.com, the hype, and it's the special episode deciding if you want to go to Fanatics Fest or the National. The summer season is right around the corner, and which card show are you planning on going to? So we're going to break down both of them. We've been to both of them, so we got some facts and maybe help you guys decide on where you want to go, or maybe you're crazy like us and you're going to go to both of them. So, but we're going to analyze that. We also got a lot of news to talk about today around the hobby. We've got this $2.1 million dual logo man baseball card that sold. So we're going to talk about that. We got some celebrity stuff to talk about. So exciting show this Wednesday also. Be sure to mark your calendar. Join us on Fanatics Live where we're with Cody John. We're going to be breaking some 2026 Leaf Pop Century. It's a triple case. Pick your celebrity. There's Johnny Depp. There's Bryan Cranston. So you get to pick your celebrity for 3 full cases and watch the fun ensue. We're going to be doing trivia. We got tons of giveaways. We're actually giving away a Anthony Hopkins auto on our Instagram right now. So head on over there, comment on that, and join the show this Wednesday. Guys, I felt like I could have played in the Fanatics flag football game this weekend. Also, I learned that NFL pros can't play flag football very well.
Yeah, that was let me just go right ahead and say I didn't watch a single minute of this. I only saw the top 10 play. OBJ made a one-handed catch.
He did.
Looks good. Maybe comeback coming. I don't know. But then I saw that final score. And, because all the highlights I was seeing on social media was all like, wow, look at this throw by an NFL player. Look at this catch by an NFL player. And then the final score was like 87-22 or something like that.
It wasn't that big of a difference, but it was clearly it's a different way to play the sport that I don't think the NFL pros were used to. So they had what I saw, and I watched it on YouTube as far as a playback. So they had Brady's team called the Founders, which was sponsored by Raising Cane's. They were playing I can't remember the other team name, but they were sponsored by Cash App. And it was basically like 7 or 8 pros. I think Logan Paul was on the team that Shanahan was managing, not on Brady's team. I know I'm further confusing you guys with this. But regardless, whoever won that game got to play the USA team. So I'm like, oh, who's on the USA team? I'm thinking, more NFL pros. Nope. It's all like pro flag football players. And they just knew how to play the game, and the NFL pros didn't. They knew how to avoid, getting the flags pulled. That was the biggest thing. Is like NFL players are not pulling flags. They are tackling people.
Right.
So there was like fast, skinny guys on the USA team that were just eluding this. They had special plays. I mean, I almost felt like they went easy on the NFL pros because they wound up winning pretty easily.
If I'm a GM of the Bengals, because I know Burrow was out there. I know
he threw himself on the ground, too.
Genty was out there. Devontae was out there. I don't want to see my NFL players out there potentially rolling an ankle.
So you don't want them to have any fun?
No, not. I want them to have fun, not physical.
Okay,
because imagine if something was to happen with, say, a Joe Burrow, and he's out for the next year because he was in a flag football game.
It was the thing I was thinking.
Yeah,
leading up to this.
I think it should be either players that are currently not in the NFL or retired players.
Right.
I don't think it should be.
Well, Luke Kuechly was playing, so he's a retired.
Yeah, no,
player.
retire and Odell Beckham. I think that's a perfect fit.
Tom Brady,
that's fine, but. You look at players that teams are going to rely on to be successful the next year. I don't want them out there.
They have 4 months to recover if they get an ACL tear or something. MCL.
I mean, I didn't want to say it. I mean, ACL tear is probably worst case scenario, but still, you're rolling an ankle that you have to rehab for the next 6 weeks.
Yeah.
That would be pretty disastrous.
Yeah, and Kyle Juszczyk was out there for my team. And
he's a fullback.
But he was out there running around.
Yeah, fullback.
He's the greatest to ever do it.
Fullback. He's blocking.
I feel like, too, this also is all part of the lead up to flag football is going to be in the 2028 Olympics.
Right.
And this was originally supposed to be in Abu Dhabi, right?
It was.
And they moved it to L.A.
They played in the soccer stadium in L.A., BMO Stadium.
Which... I think there's 3.
Where the Chargers
used
to play?
No,
I think so,
I don't think so.
Okay. where the Galaxy currently play.
So is there two MLS teams
in LA?
in LA?
There's the LAFC, which has actually kind of become the more popular, if I'm not mistaken. Again, LA people, if you
Then there's the Galaxy, right?
and you
So
got Galaxy.
There's two.
There might be one more, kind of in the orange. I don't know. I wish I could tell you all the MLS teams.
I mean, it could be where the Chargers were playing, but I thought the Chargers were playing in Carson.
Yes, that's where they were playing.
Well, we do have the internet. We could figure out where BMO Stadium is.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, I know LAFC, I think, has kind of taken the reins as like the more popular team. They've gotten some big
The home
stars
of Major League Soccer, Los Angeles FC, and National Women's League, Angel FC.
Okay. There
Angel
you go.
Stadium.
So it is LAFC's.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, it looked nice. I mean, Goodell was there. Ruben was there. A lot of people powing around. And I just, I think we hoped at least I did. I was like, oh, I'm going to be able to watch the Olympics and see, Fred Warner out there or something. It doesn't appear that that's the route, at least from my eyes, what's going to happen, because these guys that play flag football, it's a different game. I mean, there's no fumbles. It's 2 15-minute halves. You can't, run if you're the quarterback unless you throw it first or hand it off. There's a lot of different rules that I don't think anybody on the NFL side was prepared to do, but it was cool to see.
I played in a flag football league, and I don't recall there being any rules that were different. I do remember that the quarterback could not run unless the person who was rushing the quarterback went past the line of scrimmage, and then you can run.
No, well, they.
But I don't know if we were playing in a league. I don't know what type of rules.
The defense has to announce who there's rushing. That's why if you watch it, I was watching it, Logan Paul was rushing. Man, that guy actually he deserved to be out there. As much as I hate to say it,
he's very athletic.
He's very athletic. He actually sacked Hurts. He got in his face twice, batted a ball down, almost fought with Tom Brady. He was out there. He was. They were actually, the announcers were spending a lot of time talking about they can't believe that he's going out there every play. And when you rush, the guy's about 15 feet back who takes the hike, the quarterback. So it's a good solid 5-second run to get to him before he tries to get the flag. And Logan Paul was out there running as fast as every single time.
I would basically I can assure you that this is all leading to a Tom Brady Logan Paul fight
boxing match
at WrestleMania, because it's also at Allegiant Stadium. Obviously, Brady, now part of the Raiders organization. Brady has been talking a lot of smack lately. He says you're not even an athlete, and then you see what Logan Paul did. This is all leading to it. Just again, it's when it happens. It's not even something I should take credit for. It's like it feels pretty obvious. A lot of people have been saying like this is going to happen. So just be ready for that.
But I'm waiting for the Tops Now flag football cards. Did they come out today?
Yeah, but on that though,
see. Yes.
Tom Brady debut patch from WrestleMania.
100% happening. All again, and especially because I think
it's a big deal. It's a big card, gentlemen.
Fanatics has been all over. I think since the Tops takeover, I feel like WWE has been a huge push for Fanatics. They were, I think, the WWE experience was the first Fanatics event put on. So yeah,
they've done a good job with the license.
They
really have, as far as like wanting the cards. I mean, Topps Chrome we were talking about last week. It's been a huge like uptick in collectability for them. So let's get into this Ohtani Judge dual logo, man. What did it sell for, Cody?
I think I'll get the double. I'll double check the exact price, but I believe it was $2.1 million is what it ended up going for.
On the discount rack.
On the discount rack. It's very funny to see like. It's like, oh yeah, I have to get out of our little bubble for a second, because there are people who just saw this card because it got on SportsCenter and it was making the rounds on national TV, and they're like $2.1 million. I think it was
well under what we were talking about, what that card potentially was going to go for.
Definitely.
Yeah, but if you would have asked us 10 years ago, we would have laughed at you. So I mean, the fact that a modern card,
anything that has Ohtani on it, I wouldn't laugh. It's
crazy.
Expensive.
I mean, I know we asked this multiple times. Is it time to sell Ohtani right now? Prices are insane. I mean, I've been selling some Ohtani cards over the weekend, and I can't believe the amount of offers and the amount of people just hit and buy it now on the Ohtani rookie cards.
I might get some hate for it. I think it absolutely, without a doubt, is the time to sell with Ohtani. What else can he accomplish that is going to increase his value? I don't know.
What if he got 20 wins this year?
I mean, I guess he needs to. I guess he needs to step it up as a pitcher. But if that happens, there has to be a fallback on his offensive output. Then, if he basically is like, I'm going to win 20 games and have like a sub-3 ERA and potentially win a Cy Young, he's probably not going to hit 50 home runs.
No, but I don't know if that really matters for him. I know it would for maybe anyone else of like,
if he doesn't hit, if he ends up hitting 30 homers, 20 stolen bases, and hits 290 this year, his card value goes down.
But
because he has set a bar that is so high that is a great year and a all-star type of year, but it is a down year for him.
But let me ask you guys this.
Sorry, Cody.
Winning the WBC, he obviously didn't get to the finals this year. Did that hurt his market? Or do you think it would have been crazier if he would have won another WBC?
If he had a moment, maybe there would have been a bit of an uptick.
He had a grand slam early in the tournament.
He did. But if he had like in the semifinals, or in the final, if he had like another got the final out, he's the guy on all the Tops Now cards and all that stuff, then yeah, maybe that season uptick. But I would argue, you're right. If the offensive numbers do go down, his value will go down a little bit. But if he, while he's doing that, has the best pitching year of his career, wins a Cy Young Award, the only thing left for him to do, it goes up. I don't think it goes down.
And I know this is probably a stupid question, but there is a Babe Ruth scenario here. Would he be the only one to win an MVP and a Cy Young?
No. He would be the only one to do it. Now, here's what he would be.
He'd be the only one to hit 50 homers, 50 stolen bases, multiple MVPs, and a Cy Young.
Now, you can make the argument because, you have pitchers who have won Cy Young and MVPs, Kershaw, Verlander in recent memory, but no one has done it where you're like, that MVP award was for your hitting. This MVP award is for your pitching. Now, that I don't think has ever really happened.
Could he get to 60-60? That's impossible, right?
66. The only other one that came to mind, he breaks the all-time single-season home run record, which I don't think is totally unattainable for him. That feels like...
Yeah, but putting that in odds is probably like 1 or 2%. I mean,
sure,
at this
of
point,
course. Of course.
I guess
three-peat would go a long way. A three-peat of World Series.
Yeah, but their team is so good. Like, they're going to... If they lost Ohtani for the year, they would still compete for the World Series.
Yes, absolutely. But if you get a three-peat, because before Ohtani and Judge were here, I feel like for years we talked about if you were to... 5 years ago, we could have asked people, who's the most popular baseball player? Who's a baseball player you know? And
Mike Trout. Or Bryce Harper.
Well, I don't even think they'd say those guys. I think they'd say Derek Jeter. Derek Jeter, I think, was the last guy who was like, that is a across the board, doesn't matter if you're a casual baseball fan or you don't know baseball at all. Like, you know who Derek Jeter is. Ohtani is at that point, I think, where you're like, you know who Shohei Ohtani is. And a third World Series in a row puts him at the Jeter level of like, yeah, that would be the last guy who got a three-peat.
I don't think Ohtani could win a Cy Young in the NL. Like that, you're basically saying that he would have to put up a better season than Paul Skeens.
Yeah. That's not...
Ohtani's great. He is not the caliber of pitcher that
yeah,
Paul
but you want to talk about a guy that also has lofty expectations coming off a season of 2 seasons Rookie of the Year, now Cy Young, heading into the third season. What does Skeens have to do to maintain his value?
I don't even know. You
got to expect a fall off.
But he's
now.
the greatest pitcher alive right now.
He's the best pitcher in baseball. Yes. And he's off to a start of his career that like literally no one. It's unprecedented.
But if he hits Tommy John a couple months in, then everybody forgets about Skeens again.
Yeah. Knock on wood. Hope that doesn't happen.
Hope it doesn't happen. No, I mean, he's electric. I mean, watching him in the WBC, he is changing what we know about pitching, and guys are following. I mean, Yoshi and Yamamoto's prices are insane right now too. Like, there's actually, for once in baseball, like the pitcher has a little bit of
sold for $500,000.
I think it was the Pard Padasha.
Yeah,
that just sold for a lot of money.
Yep.
So the pitcher is back for baseball collecting, and it's thanks to Skeens. But I just, as a guy that's been around in this hobby for 15 years, you're talking about maybe 2 or 3 pitchers in 15 years that have ever sold and lasted and maintained value. There's
also getting back to Ohtani, like he isn't getting younger, so there has to be a drop off at some point.
Yeah, at some point,
and it's going to be a gradual drop off. But I think he has set the bar so high where if he doesn't hit 50 homers, it's like, yeah,
he's 31.
He's lost it.
He's 31 years old.
31. Yeah, you're right. There will come, at least for him, he has the benefit of if this year he pitches and he's dealing with injuries or he just doesn't
that's why
quite
I'm
have
like,
it.
you gotta, if you are holding on to Ohtani right now, I don't know how. It's hard to convince yourself not to sell.
Yeah. And again, I think he's a great pitcher. He falls, if you were to give me like a list of like who are the 10 guys I think could win a Cy Young in the National League, he might be like 10th.
Yeah, I mean, he is a lot of teams, he would be their ace.
Yeah.
But he isn't in that tier 1 of aces.
If he's your, again, he's like if he's your ace, then you might have a like in that 11 to 15th best rotation.
Take your homer hat off for a second, but we'd probably all have to agree that Logan Webb is probably a better pitcher than Shohei Ohtani.
Yes, he's a better pitcher.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
But yeah,
and that's not even being a homer.
But,
I'm not gonna-
there's a lot of people that be listening and being like homers.
Yeah,
No,
but are you
I
gonna
don't
are you gonna go
think
invest in
agree.
Logan Webb cards? You're not.
No, because he can't hit 50 home runs.
Well, this is crazy too. I don't even think you got this in here because this was just yesterday. An unsigned Shohei Ohtani game used 2026 World Baseball Classic jersey, which they didn't even make it to the finals, sold for $1.5 million on MLB auctions. It shattered the previous high public sale of an Ohtani jersey autographed with 24 NL MVP, which sold for $250,000 in 2025.
So we're on the same page. That's high, right?
That's extremely
so
high.
Okay, I just want to make sure it's
for
like
a jersey that when was the jersey worn? Do we know what
It says game used 2026 World Baseball Classic.
I think
Okay.
it might have been used in the game we hit the Grand Slam.
It doesn't even say that. So, I mean, this is courtesy of Field Level Media. So, it just says via MLB auctions, shattering the previous high public sale of Ohtani jersey.
Which
so
that one had an autograph. That one again, I don't think it was a specific game, but yeah, it did have the 24 NL MVP inscription on it for the previous record. Yeah, this is like, I understand like that. What he's done there and his popularity in Japan probably elevates that, but yeah, it's not like they didn't win. They didn't win.
Right.
They didn't even make it out of the quarterfinals.
It's a loser jersey.
It's a jersey of a loser. So yeah, that one is pretty crazy.
Oh,
And
it was because MLB said Ohtani hit a grand slam in the Classic, and in this jersey, guess how much it sold for.
Okay, so
So he hit a grand slam in the World Baseball Classic. So that's what it has going for him.
yeah, I just think there's so many like if that jersey sold for that, and I don't think it ever does go up for auction. But imagine the jersey of the game in the NLCS last year where he hit 3 home runs and he went 6 innings and dominated. Or what does that jersey go for?
Right. Or the jersey where he broke the records of the 60-60 or any of that stuff, right?
I think some of these jerseys have to go to the Hall of Fame, right?
That's what I'm saying. That one is in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
it's not going anywhere.
I don't know if they're going to go. I mean, I think MLB would love for them to go up for auction, but I think
Can't sell them all.
you can't sell them all. Some of them, you got to hang some type of historic artifacts in the Hall of Fame, right?
Yeah.
I do believe that one is sitting there. But imagine, again, that tells you that one is probably at a point where you're talking in the Ruth called shot. Maybe not quite there, but it's at least closer to sniffing that.
Yeah. I mean, Ohtani's crazy right now. The prices are literally insane.
Yeah.
For that jersey. So now you think, would you rather have the dual logo man or the jersey? They're pretty close in price, just a $500,000 off. I think I'd rather have the dual logo man, really, to be honest, rather than the jersey.
I think card collectors would be like 100%. Give me the card. Give me the dual logo man. I think people who are not in the cards would be like, why would I want the card? I can have the full jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will say, because I think long term, and yeah, it's funny to say a $2 million card is almost an underwhelming sale, but like if you felt that way about this card, I do think of all the things that will maybe carry some more value, that kind of card to me, I mean, just look at the dual logo mans and the triple logo mans that 20 years later, like, oh my God, it's a $12 million card. I think that this one, if let's say Judge gets to 600 homers, not a crazy thing. Ohtani keeps doing what he's doing. Maybe he eclipses some huge career marks as well. They're both in the Hall of Fame. This card carries way more weight.
I was going to say it has a lot more upside.
Yeah, it does.
I think it would be worth a lot more if it was just 2 individual cards.
You're probably right.
But it's new and it's never been done before, and it's 2 MVPs. So,
and it could be seen as this was the first version of this, and yeah.
Looks like more celebs getting involved in the hobby. Usher was spotted collecting an exclusive artist-signed EVSIR. Luke Combs is dropping by hobby shops when he's on tour. He was just with, I think, Paradise Card Breaks. Kim Kardashian has been spotted at a card show after her shop visit with her son. And Steve Aoki was there somehow, just popped in as well. Good Charlotte's Benji Madden announced on his IG that he's using his son's college fund to buy a collection of high-end one-piece cards. So, yeah, it's getting crazy out there. I mean, actually, shout out to Gerpy, who did a video as Kim Kardashian in our shop, kind of doing what she did with her son. I think his name is Saint.
Yes, Saint.
Saint was
spitting
buying.
Image of Kim K, I'd say.
Yeah.
Gerpy
Yeah.
and Kim K.
Did a great job.
It's hard to tell the difference.
Yeah. And got a lot of laughing emojis on the comments, so it worked. But, I mean, what do we think of this? I mean, do you think these people are going to be here to stay, or it's just the trendy thing to do?
I think it's the trend, frankly. I maybe some of these guys, maybe some of them. For Kim K, that's her son likes this stuff. That's what that's about. I don't think there's really much more reading into that. He likes Pokemon, as do a lot of kids nowadays.
I think it's all based on the buzz that Mr. Wonderful has put out into the universe. I think he is.
That's right.
I think everybody, all of pop culture, wants to follow Mr. Wonderful.
Everybody saw what he was wearing and went, like, now that's a cool guy.
That's who I want to be. That's it. It's all started from Mr. Wonderful.
Mr. Wonderful.
You can tell.
Got me involved.
I will say, because there are a lot of celebs getting us, you can tell the ones who seem to really like this stuff and are in it because, and again, it's very nostalgic and all that, and you have more things than ever. Like the One Piece is something that has been around, but like we have not been talking about it to the level we're talking about it in the last 6 months or so. So you can tell the difference of the guys who are like, I really do enjoy this stuff. I'm going to shops. I'm a regular, to, those who are kind of hopping on the bandwagon a little bit and like, well, this seems to be gaining traction. I might as well. I don't want to, get FOMO here.
Yeah, I mean, Luke Combs sounds like he's trying to collect his Panthers cards and he's into football. So at least it's a little bit more like, I'm not just going to rip everything, but he's focused on stuff.
I do think, wasn't Rob Kardashian in the hobby at one point?
Mm-hmm.
This is, I mean, think about this in 2020, like that was a topic on this show of, wow, Rob Kardashian's going to shops. And now Kim Kardashian is going to shops. How things have changed.
God,
no disrespect to
Could you imagine how well the Junk Wax era would have done if like Mel Gibson or Danny Glover or like the Full House cast was like out there?
Mel
like,
Gibson out. Lethal Weapon?
Lethal Weapon.
Got the cast of Lethal Weapon out there.
Maybe like a young Leo DiCaprio showing up to shops back in the 80s and 90s, after he was done filming What's Eating Gilbert's Grape, he's out there collecting cards at the same time. Like I think the Junk Wax era missed that. And now we're here and we've got these, B and A-listers out there collecting cards and really promoting the hobby. So interesting to see, and want to get your guys' opinion on it, on what you think. We got a couple other things. I wanted to skip right to this Ohtani sale before we talk about Cosmic Chrome. There's a guy over on Reddit who is offering his F250 in exchange for a Ohtani rookie card. Would you take the deal, Dan?
So to read the caption for our listeners at home, this just comes from the Reddit baseball cards subreddit. Anyone have an Ohtani rookie they're looking to trade? I have a super nice 2003 Ford F250 diesel 6.0 Power Stroke V8 with only 200,000 miles. That only is doing a lot of work. Yeah. I'm looking to trade for it. Truck is worth around $8,500 to $10,000, so card has to be worth at least that much. Yeah, so they're in
might consider other cards.
What's more liquid right now? The Ohtani card or the
Oh boy.
Apparently the Ohtani card.
F250 with only
It's got to be. I mean,
200,000. That's
that has to be a joke to say only 200,000 miles on it, right?
No, some of those Ford trucks you can get a lot of mileage.
It's a
out
Dodge,
of
but yeah.
Oh, it's a Dodge. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, sure.
Wait, you say it's
Oh,
an
no, it's a Ford.
It's a Ford F250.
You're right. It looks like a Dodge. You're right.
And it's a diesel.
First off, I watch NASCAR, and I understand what an F250 is. It's a Dodge.
It looked like a Dodge kind of from the side profile. Looks like Dodge red.
Yeah, that'd be a bad trade. I mean, look, first of all, I can go on Kelley Blue Book right now and figure out, is this true? $8,500 to $10,000 for this car? Is that truly the value?
And you know what the real crap scenario of getting this truck is? Now you're going to help all your friends and family move too. That just adds,
true.
you know what I mean? Now that they know you have a truck, they're like, hey, I'm moving this weekend.
You don't have that same issue if you just got the Ohtani card.
Can't pick up anything with the Ohtani card.
Yeah. Do love having a truck, but you're right. That was the worst part of having a truck. What are you doing this weekend? I know what I'm doing now.
Yep.
Helping you move.
Yeah, and it's always like lifting up couches and mattresses, and it's never anything light.
No.
It's always heavy, and that's why you got the truck, because you have to put stuff in there that is generally very large and heavy.
Yeah.
They're gonna be like, hey, I need you to go to Home Depot and pick up some.
They're never gonna be
blocks.
like, hey, do you got that truck? I need you to help me move my Gem Mint 10 Ohtani rookie.
Dude.
My truckload of Ohtanis. Can you help me out?
Put the tailgate down and gently put that in the back. Maybe we can get like 4 people to help us lift it up the tailgate.
Real quick, you mentioned NASCAR, Dan. Guess what I've been seeing on on YouTube ads and all over the place, and we've talked about how Panini's not advertising NASCAR.
They're probably trying.
I saw a whole bunch of Panini advertisements for NASCAR.
And you guys,
Dan messed up your algorithm.
So Jordan, Jordan has a Jordan 2311. Tyler Reddick has won 4 races. I think they've only had like 6 or 7 races, and
So he's the GOAT.
Tyler Reddick has already won 4 races.
He's the GOAT.
He is the pride. He's the pride of Corning, California. Anybody know where that's at?
Oh, wow. I don't.
It's up north. It's right near Reading.
It didn't sound like a southern. That sounded like a northern. Corning, California.
Corning, California.
Oh, I forgot to tell you.
Shout out
It's
to
going to be hitting the shop soon. A little promotion because we have singles in our shop. I opened some of those NASCAR white sparkle packs that we've had forever, and I hit a Jimmy Johnson 1-of-1 white prism auto.
Wow.
So it's got to be worth at least.
Why did I get
$200.
I want to rip that stuff. I never get to rip anything that's fun.
Yeah, I was like, I'm going to open these packs and see if we can
where were
sell
the
some of the
sparkle
singles.
packs at?
They were in the cage in the back.
Oh man.
Just sitting there waiting.
Yep. So
One
it's
one
going to hit
Jim-
the floor. I don't know. It's a 1-of-1. There's no way to price it against anything else. There's no other prism white sparkle Jimmy Johnson that I can find.
Jimmy Johnson, one of the goats.
Hey, look, it's with MJ's involvement. Panini seems to be like, all right, we got to put our money right here. This is the thing. Maybe it's time.
I mean, it is insane how many people show up on Sunday to a NASCAR race.
It's a lot of
I mean, you're looking at like 130, 140,000 people there.
But they don't want to collect anything, apparently.
I don't know if they really know that it exists. They definitely do want to collect it. They just don't know that it's out there to be collected.
I'm sure there's a lot of, country music artists that are into NASCAR, like that we could get involved. Like, I mean, we see Luke Combs getting involved with football cards. There's got to be like a Cole Swindell or like a Luke Bryan or something that it probably enjoys a good NASCAR race that we could like just bring attention to the NASCAR hobby.
I mean, there is definitely a collector's mindset with the NASCAR community, but they collect those little die-cast cars. Those are huge.
Oh, like a Hot Wheels?
It's a little bit bigger, but it's each racer, and they have different like paint schemes, and they're about 4 times the size of like a Hot Wheel. You've definitely seen them. They're like
I'm
that
sure I
big.
have. Yeah. Yeah.
Those are super, super popular in that community. I
gotta say, me and Dan had the privilege through Panini to ride in a NASCAR car with a NASCAR driver, and we were in the passenger seat. It was at Las Vegas. God, was that like 8 years ago now? I gotta say, it was terrifying. I was
Vegas
terrified.
Motor Speedway?
I was terrified. Luckily, I didn't have any bowel movements or anything like that during it, but it was pretty close. I mean, this guy was like, he hugged the wall going 170, like just a few inches away from the wall. Granted, he was the only one on the track. And
they do that when there's 35 cars out there on the track.
Yeah, I can only imagine. And then I heard a pop, and he kind of like moved a little bit, and I just wanted to look forward. And then afterwards, when he did the lap that I was on with him, apparently a rock had hit his glasses and shattered his glass, and he acted like it was nothing, like it happens all the time. Like it was just like, so he was basically driving with like a cracked lens.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and he was just like, oh yeah, he's like, I got to get some new glasses. I just on that ride, I just a piece of shrapnel basically came up and hit me in the eye while we were driving there.
Glad I didn't get an eye gouged out.
I mean, you could have flipped the car at that point. If it was me, I probably would have flipped the car. So I have video of that somewhere, and I think I'm just like literally like hugging on for dear life. And I was like, this is cool, but it's also terrifying at the same time.
Yeah, it's impressive.
It is.
Hey, are they going in circles and then getting that, start going in circles at 200 miles an hour, and then
and the track is just it's elevated. I mean, as you NASCAR fans know, and as Dan really knows, is that the track is elevated. So you're trying to get as close to that wall to get more speed and more leverage.
Different tracks have different banks for sure. Not all of them are as exaggerated as like Daytona, but yeah,
crazy.
They definitely do bank up.
Yeah. What do we think about this new Cosmic Chrome NBA?
I think they look really nice. Here, I'll give you a look right now for those watching. I think they look really good.
They do.
And it was even when we were first ripping that open, when it was just baseball, my first thought was, man, when we get basketball of this, it's going to be hot. It's going to be super hot. And they look great.
And I'm assuming this comes out after Bowman Chrome comes out?
Yes, I believe so. They have not given, I believe pre-orders are available on Topps.com this week. But don't know the exact.
So it's
date.
probably coming out. It's probably coming out soon.
Yeah.
And what about this Ohtani card? Where is it going to be in? Is this going to be in?
Will be a 2026 Bowman Chase. We don't have any other there's been leaks of what Bowman design is going to look like for baseball this year. But this is the first official look we've had, and there is a kanji version of this World Baseball Classic, Ohtani, Japan, anime SP.
Is that a $100,000 card?
Oh, yeah.
What team does it-
the
what team-
kanji version, easily.
What
Japan.
team does it go to?
That has to go to the Dodgers, right?
Unless you sell a WBC spot.
Well, that depends on if they're going to have more WBC subjects. They might. Maybe that's the thing, is all the animes this year are all WBC subjects, which I think would be very cool.
That would be cool.
Yeah, that's a very, very cool card.
I feel like they all, like every WBC, they always do some type of product to represent the WBC. I know years and years and years ago, they had a tribute specific WBC product that came out, which was amazing. It actually did not perform very well when it released, but it ended up definitely picking up popularity later on, a couple years down the road.
Yeah, because I think they had some Japanese stars that hadn't played in the MLB yet, and then they kind of came on the scene. I don't think it was Ohtani, but I want to say that was like 2013. Remember, we were buying boxes like cheaper than they were came out.
Yeah,
at.
they were. Boxes were. I want to say boxes were about $150 at one
for
point
like 6 hits.
That might have been, that's like Daisuke Matsuzaka era. Like,
Yep.
where it was probably the
Daisuke.
last year where he did WBC that year. Still had, I'm trying to think who else would have been those years.
I want to say there was definitely a player that we were
Maybe
chasing.
like Cespedes was in there.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think Cespedes would have been like maybe his first as an MLB player on the WBC that year, but there was probably a few. Oh, was it Yu Darvish?
Yu
It
Darvish.
could have been
Darvish was the
He had
chase.
already had some cards, but yeah. There was a few guys. Who did you say before? Daisuke was 2007.
That's right. He was early. He was
Yeah.
on the first WBC Japan team, if I'm
Yep.
not mistaken. But yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, 2023 there was one. I got a box of that one, and that had the Dynasty chases in it as well. That you see all those amazing
2023, but it wasn't tribute, right?
No,
Was it?
it was a
just a
standalone.
standalone product with like, I think you got one guaranteed auto per box. So got a nice little Trey Turner USA patch.
Hopefully
auto
they
there.
come out with a standalone product this year for the WBC.
You think they would already had it planned, but maybe if they have to acquire the game use stuff, it's going to come out a little later.
And that's exactly it. Because I think it was all those Dynasty ones where they use those one of ones where they get the logos and everything.
Yeah, it'd be a great set. There's a ton of great pros in there. I mean, you'd have Skeens, you'd have Ohtani, you'd have Harper, you'd have
Judge.
you'd have Julio Rodriguez. I mean, there's so many stars to, and you see a big. What was great about the WBC before we move on to Fanatics Fest versus the National was the representation of at least the last two games. Seeing Venezuela fans out there and also the Dominican Republic fans, like how many fans were out there. They may not want the guy on the Brewers card, but they want the guy on the Brewers that's on the Venezuela card. You know what I mean? So it's like it would definitely like hype up some newer collectors.
Love to see those games. I think we were talking about it. I can't remember. I was talking about it because they haven't had it on the West Coast in a long time now. The last two tournaments, the final's been in Miami, which you get it. You look at the crowd and the proximity to a lot of the Latin American countries that make it far. You get a lot of fans there, but be nice to throw it to like Dodger Stadium.
We
or
had
Petco
Houston and Miami this year.
Houston and Miami, and usually they have at least one pool in Arizona, which they didn't do, which is the first time I can remember they didn't do that. So
no, they got a pool in that stadium.
they do have a pool. You're right.
That's right.
There's a pool.
The one the Dodgers jumped into. All right, Fanatics Fest versus the National. It is time for show season. The summer's right around the corner, so people are already booking their flights, their hotels, and we're going to try to help you decide where you're going to go if you could only pick one. The way I look at it, to simplify this, Fanatics Fest is what am I going to see versus the National is what am I going to find? Because you have all the different activations at the Fanatics Fest with all the celebrities, all the the moments, the WWE stage. You've got all the interactive games. You have all the exclusive merch drops, and then the National is more like you'll find any card in existence there. So I want to get your guys' opinion. I don't think Cody's been to Fanatics Fest yet.
Not yet.
Planning on going this year. But Dan, I mean, what do you compare these two shows?
Well, first off, is money an issue? Because it's going to definitely be a lot more expensive, no matter where you're at in the country, especially for us on the West Coast. It's going to be a lot more expensive to go to New York than it is to go to Chicago, especially considering that the finals for the World Cup will be going down at the same time as the Fanatics Fest.
Yeah.
So flights, lodging, and just overall, like, being in New York is just a lot more expensive than being in Chicago.
Sure.
But as far as what you're talking about with what you're going to see in the activations, if you are a sports enthusiast and not specifically tied to the collectibles, Fanatics Fest is going to absolutely blow your mind. You're going to see some stuff that is a once in a lifetime bucket list type of an experience. As far as like the National, it's going to be definitely more card centric. If you're really looking to find specific collectibles, specific cards, and hang out with other like-minded card collectors, and you want to network and do trade nights and all that stuff, that is where you're probably going to want to go to the National.
So it's safe to say if you're like more of a veteran seller buyer, the National is more for you.
Sure.
If you're like, I'm going to bring the kids, the wife, and I'm new to collecting, then maybe Fanatics Fest will blend all that together.
Well, it's going to be very expensive.
It's gonna
If you're bringing anybody besides yourself,
yeah,
very expensive.
Maybe if you are on vacation to New York already, and you're like, hey, you know what? We'll do a day.
Or if you just or if you live in New York, and you're within a couple hours of driving.
Now, and this is something looking at the guest list, and I will say the guest list looks like a lot more. There are names that I've never seen before. I think Aaron Judge is going to be there, which is a big deal. The Dodgers are playing the Yankees at Yankee Stadium that weekend, which is why I think you've seen that Blake Snell, Kyle Tucker, Freddie Freeman are all right now supposed to be there. So that's a pretty rare that you get all these baseball
and
players.
possibly Ohtani then.
And yes, they are. I'm certainly on the phones trying to figure out how can we get Shohei here. Look, if they can get Shohei and Judge on the same stage at some point, they're going to try to make that happen. And that would be a huge moment that it would get everybody talking. And that's from afar, as we've been watching these shows, that is what this show is about the headline making moments. It's about getting Kevin Durant on stage on the phone. Oh my gosh, he just got traded to the Houston Rockets at Fanatics Fest. Tom Brady is duking it out with Eli Manning at Fanatics Fest. That's the stuff they want.
So the National is kind of like the ICP, right? They're like, it's kind of like the more underground, true collector.
The Insane Clown Posse.
And then you could say like Dan raised his eyebrows on that one. And Fanatics Fest is kind of more like,
look,
like Post Malone, right?
Okay.
Travis Scott.
Or Travis Scott. Yeah.
Because boy,
So
oh boy.
so
it wouldn't be a Fanatics event.
they have their own get together.
This is true.
It's a gathering of juggalos.
Yeah,
Yes.
and
I've always wanted to go.
I think it's in the middle of like Iowa or something.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, to throw option 3.
Gathering of Juggalos. You skip them all. You don't have to wear pants at the Gathering of Juggalos.
True.
I don't know what I don't know what the protocol is.
The National and
I know
Fanatics
it'd probably
Fest,
be a good time though.
National and Fanatics Fest don't have Fago, so that's what the Gathering of the Juggalos
There's
has
probably
going
a
for it.
Fago chugging contest.
Yes.
It got to be.
100%. Yeah.
They may have some activations. At
There's
the
probably
same
some
time.
There's
activations.
a lot of things getting activated at the Gathering of the Juggalos.
At some point though, I think it'd be an experience to say the least.
Yeah, you got to do it at least once, right?
Yeah. So
Well, I've never been to Burning Man either. I mean, people
Whoa.
say that's
okay.
fun.
Well, I know a lot of people who have gone to Burning Man. I do believe Burning Man has become a little bit corporate.
It's the
this
last
sold
few
out.
years
Probably
very
a
corporate.
lot more corporate than the Gathering of the Juggalos.
Much more by a lot.
But yeah, I'm just trying to compare the two. That was probably a bad comparison, but it got us into the talk about Gathering of Juggalos. When was the last time we talked about Gathering of Juggalos on the podcast?
I don't know, but ICP is playing the Aftershock Festival.
Yes, they are.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Aftershock lineup looked fun.
it does.
Some fun nights. Yeah.
Got Wu-Tang out there too.
Yeah,
I mean,
that
that'd be fun.
Friday night where I think it's Limp Bizkit and Wu Tang, and that's
And the Insane Club. I
that's
think
a
they're
good
on
time.
Friday. Yeah.
Cypress Hill, I think, is a part of it too. So good time.
That'd be a fun show. But I mean, 2026 highlights. They both shows set attendance records last year. But with the events happening so close, will we see a drop off? And I'm thinking naturally so. Right.
Well, there's
That's why we're having this talk.
also the West Coast Card Show.
Yep.
That's
Which is the same
going
time
on.
as the National.
Is the same time? Is it the National or Fanatics Fest?
I believe it's the same time.
I think it's the
Double
Fanatic.
check
I think
it.
it's Fanatics Fest.
Is it?
I believe so. So that's just another thing that is thrown because people are going to show up to that.
Yeah, I'm checking right now.
Yeah, so am I.
Yeah, well, no, we can.
But yeah, I'm almost positive. It's
July 16th through 19th.
Yeah,
so yeah,
that's
same time as
Fanatics
Fanatics Fest.
Fanatics
weekend.
Fest.
That is Fanatics Fest weekend. And I think something else I was going to say with the lineup, I do think they are making it very New York centric. And they have in the past, but like this year especially is like so many Yankees, a lot of New York Giants who haven't been on there before. Obviously, you're going to get the New York Knicks and stuff like that. And just general sort of people who hang around New York are there. So clearly they know, like, maybe if we got the West Coast Card Show and you got the Nationals 2 weeks later, like, hobby crowd might be a little bit split up. And so, you know what? Let's just lean in to the New Yorkness of it all.
I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
I'm tired just thinking about it.
Yeah.
Like, just go to Fanatics Fest and then just go straight to Chicago.
Pretty much.
Yeah, basically.
It's going to be, I mean, the great thing about it is being able to see friends or, screen names that you've seen over the years or Twitter accounts that you've interacted with that are on opposite sides of the, of the country that are coming together for these shows. Just trying to decide. And I think Dan put it pretty good. Like, it's going to cost you a lot more money to get out to Fanatics Fest, but you're going to see some things that maybe will be insane, right? Because you're going to have the World Cup final on the last that weekend. So you're going to have people maybe possibly from all over the world there already going to that event, going to the World Cup games, and then they're going to probably bleed into Fanatics Fest to get their full experience. So it's going to be a lot of diversity, I think. You're going to have people from all over. There always is a lot of New Yorkers there, but you're going to have even more so with this game going on. And the National, I mean, what are we touting the National this year? It's just National regular pretty much, we think?
And I do, they pushed Fanatics Fest back a little bit because last year it was like in June.
Yeah. It was about a month between Fanatics Fest and
They planned this based on the event, the World Cup final, and like Cody said, the Dodgers-Yankees too helps.
Yeah, it helps a lot. Yeah, just kind of a lucky coincidence maybe that happens to be the same weekend. Yeah.
Are we going to a Dodgers-Yankees game?
Let's do it.
It'd be fun.
New Yankee Stadium's nice.
Love it. Yeah, we've been.
Yeah, we went to one.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah.
Right,
Kinda
across the street from the old Yankee Stadium,
yes,
right?
where that is now just a park where the field itself, you can still play on the field.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. Yeah. I'm a little bummed the Mets aren't in town because I've never been to Citi Field.
Never been to Shea?
I've been to Shea.
Okay.
Years ago, went to Shea.
Okay.
On the very first Jackie Robinson day.
How far apart is Citi Field to where Shea used to be?
It's the same thing.
Okay.
It's in the parking lot. It's like right across. You can see, I think it literally is the parking lot now. Again, New Yorkers, parking lots in New York, that's not really a thing. So maybe I'm totally wrong. You take the train. So yeah, for the National, I think the allure too is this hobby. Look at these sales. Look at this hobby. It's crazier and bigger than ever. So go experience it again. Go experience it where things have gotten to a fever pitch. Yep. I think that's the allure and the allure too is maybe, Fanatics Fest is glitz and glamour. It's Hollywood. It's celebrities. It's all that. If you want to be a real, go hang with the collectors. Go hang with the people who've been doing this for years. And I think that's where their pitch comes in.
I know you can basically find us at the Fanatics Fest because we will have a booth there.
Yep.
There's been some changes with how the National runs, so we'll be there. I don't know where you could find us.
We'll be there.
We'll be there.
Roaming the show floor.
But yeah, I don't know if there will be a breaker pavilion or what it will look like or...
Yeah, apparently there's a new person running the breaker pavilion. In the past, it was Ripping Wax Dave Gelfman, and he's no longer, I believe, in charge of that anymore. So, I mean, the rumors that I've heard is that maybe Whatnot's going to take over the whole thing and kind of just make the breaker pavilion Whatnot. But we'll see. There's going to be a breaker pavilion one way or the other. It just we don't know who's in charge and where it's going to be and how many breakers are going to be there. Getting a booth at the National is something that we talked about. Like if you're not in the breaker pavilion, to get a booth there, you have to basically, like for this year, we would have to say, hey, we want to be at 2027. Can we get in the lottery?
It's a lottery for a booth.
And the dealers that have been there for 40 plus years to get precedent as long as they keep taking their booth. So usually there's not very good prime locations or anything like that if you're in the regular selling areas. Now, if you're corporate and you're like eBay and stuff, you get prime locations. And that was the other thing I was going to mention is the difference, right? You're going to have Fanatics Fest, you're going to have Tops, you're going to have Mitchell & Ness, you're going to have Lids, you're going to have all of their partners. Dick's might have a booth out there. Some of these other places might have a booth. You're not going to see eBay. You're not going to see Panini. Those are going to be at the National. Upper Deck as well. You're not going to see Upper Deck at Fanatics Fest. They'll be at the National, as far as I know, unless things are changing. But it seems like in the past, the last 2 years of Fanatics Fest, it's just been the Fanatics partners. Nike's out there. A lot of other like Legos. I've seen like Legos have been out there. Raising Cane's is out there. Zion will come and do both. Like companies that are affiliated with both, but it seems like the other manufacturers don't really try to step in.
Yeah, I don't know
over there.
Did eBay have a presence at Fanatics Fest?
Not as big as the National one. They didn't have like stage shows and athletes breaking with them and stuff. So you get a lot more variety on the card company scale. I mean, you'll start to see, guys that do paintings. They'll be at the National. Like the Kobe we bought was at the National. I think they had those people were at Fanatics Fest too. But like, you'll have just more variety at the National. It's just you won't have. Kim Kardashian's going to be walking by, or Kevin Durant's going by, or Drewski, or I Show Speed, and all that stuff. That's like
definitely a
crazy.
Lot more celebrity sightings at Fanatics Fest than you would see at the National.
And I think they've already announced a bunch of people, but I think they're going to be leaving some room because of how many people are probably going to be descending on New York for the World Cup final. There's going to be a lot of surprise names, I would imagine, walking through there. And
there'll probably be, some kind of soccer activation set up, World Cup type thing. Tops will probably have a set that releases around that time because last year they did, F1. That's another thing is that you get those drops, right? So you'll get like the special Tops products that are only available at Fanatics Fest. Last year they had the F1 Chrome or the F1 cards that were only at Fanatics Fest. They had the Top Series 2 Big Apple version. They had the Cactus Jack
The
baseball.
year before they had the Mitchell and Ness hats.
They did that last year too.
Okay.
Yeah. But they made a lot more this year on the Mitchell and Ness hats. I think they were still available after they left Fanatics Fest. So, you have all these, you have more drops at the National. It's like the silver packs from Panini, right? Or the special Tops pack from Tops. Like, it's just doing your research as they announce these things. Like, what is more important to you as a collector? Like, are you going to be on the hunt for singles? Then you go to the National. If you want limited edition drops, merch, and celebrities, and it's going to cost you more, you go to Fanatics Fest.
Yeah, there's no reason to to go crazy on exclusive merch at the National when you're going to be spending most of your money on singles and on wax and stuff like that. Yeah.
Finding old boxes, or you looking at me and Dan love to look at like the old like signed vinyl, or like guitar picks, or like guitar, or like drumsticks that are like used and stuff. They have like cool stuff like that at the National.
Yeah. And hey, shout out always the Panini VIP party at the National is always a highlight for us. I know Ludacris was there last year. Is that right?
Yep.
So, hey, and you know what? And again, Ludacris' name was more for our demographic, but it's Travis Scott is, you can only watch Travis Scott at Fanatics Fest so many times. Panini, you're giving us, you got 50 Cent, you got Ludacris, you got Big Boy, you got all these DJs. There's variety there.
Little
it's not
John.
It's not just Travis Scott for the 30th time in a row. So that's a leg up too.
Yeah, I mean, Fanatics has got to step up their game. Maybe they can get somebody else out there to perform this time. So.
Right.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Is like the Panini's VIP parties are going to be the same because they don't have the football license. They don't have the basketball license anymore. They're going to still run a VIP party of the same caliber with just the soccer, NASCAR, and some of these other licenses they have. Are they still going to be having that? That's another unanswered question about the National. If you've ever gone to the Panini VIP party, well, it's going to look a little different. Got the Mojobreak party.
Better believe it.
Yeah.
So
it's also be the first Fanatics Fest with Tops with the fully licensed versions of NFL and NBA.
Yep.
Which we'll see how that affects it, which I'm sure there'll be a lot more of a collector presence. I want to actually ask you guys, we talked about this when you guys came back. They got to improve the breaking area, or if they're going to do that again, which again, in theory, in person, I bet was awesome. Looked very cool. From the customer standpoint back at home, it was rough because it was so loud. And it wasn't anyone's fault for, just logistically, it was
a bad location.
It's a sore subject.
We've asked them about it. Yeah, I know. I was there. I was there with, bleeding ears, but we've asked them about it, and there hasn't been a plan for the streaming portion of Fanatics Fest, but I'm sure as the event gets closer, there'll be some more details on that.
I mean, you got Fanatics headquarters there. You have partner studios. You have partners there who have studio spaces. I think the best solution is just for that kind of thing, maybe doing it off-site and doing it at these nicer studios where it's, again, the customer experience is going to be a lot better. Yeah. And you still have access to all of these other perks and celebrity. Let us know in the comments if you're watching us on YouTube. Which show would you prefer to go to? If you can go to a show, are you going to one of these shows? National Fanatics Fest, or where are West Coast Card Show people at? Actually, I want to know from those people. We talked about it a little bit, but
where you at?
That's a big show.
It's a huge show.
Yeah.
It's a huge show. That's what I was saying. I'm like, people who it's not like that show is not going to be well attended.
Yeah. And I think here's the thing too, that I don't know, we didn't really talk about, is that this hobby has gotten big enough now. I think a few years ago, we're like, can we sustain 2 shows? Now we're talking 3.
3 shows.
Within 2 weeks of each other, 2
weeks.
on the same exact weekend. I think it just speaks to how popular things are, how we are at a point where, yes, we can absolutely sustain 3 shows in a 2-week period and not worry about, is one going to eat the other show? And again, maybe by the end of July.
We will see if we go to, we're going to have a presence at all 3 of them. So we will have the data after everything is said and done, what all three of them look like going on essentially at the same exact time.
Yeah. And I think, I mean, the advantage for West Coast Card Show is I think they are appealing to a different audience than I think Fanatics Fest is appealing to. They are appealing more to the national audience than they are to the...
And they're appealing to people who don't want to go across the country.
Exactly. So that one will be in Anaheim Convention Center?
I believe
again?
so.
Yeah, which, again, huge location. It will also probably attract families. It's just an excuse to go on vacation and then go.
It's essentially in Disney's parking lot.
It is. Again, the year I went there to get a bunch of content on the day of, it was like the biggest tease seeing the backside of the parks literally in the window on where we were at in the convention center. Just like, it's so close. So
Yeah.
far. I could taste that churro. Just couldn't get it.
Yeah, nah, it's a hard pass.
Yeah, no, I know that's again. Doug had to leave, so I don't have the
not
support of
a
Doug
hard
here.
pass for the West Coast Card Show. A hard pass for Disneyland.
Sure.
But I get it. We've had this conversation a million times. It is what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
I got a little one now, so I better start liking it a little bit more.
better shape up.
Better shape up.
Hey,
Figure it out.
Look, they got some nice dining options over at Downtown Disney. You got Ballast Point, good beer selection, so good food. Anyway, so you got that. Yeah, exactly. So we'll try one of these days. If you're going to West Coast Card Show for that weekend, let us know in the comments. And of course, make sure to subscribe to the podcast. If you're watching us, just search Mojobreak wherever you get podcasts and subscribe to Mojobreak Media on YouTube for podcasts, box breaks, much more. And join us on March 25th, this Wednesday. Cody John back on Fanatics Live, Leaf Pop Century early release breaks. That's going to be really, really fun. Didn't talk too much about Leaf Pop Century, but we consensus around these parts, one of the most fun rips.
Oh, we're going to have a blast. We're going to have a blast. It's going to be great.
Yeah, going to be super fun. So get in on those. Break spots are already available over at Fanatics Live. Just find us Mojobreak over there. And then until next time, we'll see you guys next week on The Hype.
Later.